Welcome back. Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are now under fire from the left over their handling of President Trump's feud with Maxine Waters. A letter signed by about 200 black female leaders and allies, meaning men, blasts Pelosi and Schumer for distancing themselves from the Congresswoman after she advocated the harassment of Trump officials. Their letter reads in part, and I quote, "Disparaging or failing to support Congresswoman Waters is an affront to her and black women across the country, and telegraphs a message that the Democratic Party can ill afford, that it does not respect black women's leadership and political power, and discounts the impact of black women and millennial voters." Not clear what millennial voters have to do with this, but maybe we'll get to that. Have they not heard a single thing Congresswoman Waters has said recently? Joining us now with reaction, radio talk show host and Fox News contributor Kevin Jackson, along with Erica Thomas, a Democratic state representative for the state of Georgia. Thank you both for joining us. Kevin, I'm going to start with you. Maxine Waters has said impeach 45. She's talked about harassing Trump supporters. She said, shoot straight, be careful, the wounded animal. Yet we can't criticize her. And these leaders say that she hasn't been defended sufficiently. What do you make of this?
I say what a great time to be a conservative in America, Pete, to watch the Democrats finally eat their own, and it's in public view. Look, Maxine Waters has been one of the most incendiary people on the Democrat side. She's now firmly representative of the left, and I can see why Schumer and Pelosi would distance themselves from her, because she is strange beyond definition. And, you know, look, she's reaping what she sowed over the years. So her wanting to impeach President Trump, who's done an amazing job for blacks, while watching those numbers drop. And that's what Pelosi and Schumer have watched. They've watched the black population slowly shift towards the Republicans. They've watched this walk-away movement from the Democrats take form. They've watched Hispanics. We've seen the latest polls on them. They're for Trump. The millennials are for Trump. Women are for Trump. And the reason is very simple. Trump has performed. And looking at his record in comparison to Barack Obama, and Maxine Waters is living on the muscle memory of that, you're seeing the outcome.
Erica, so obviously President Trump has taken on Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters has also said some very incendiary things about him and Trump supporters. Why does a letter like this have to focus on discounting the impact of black women, that this is an affront on black women, whether she was black or white or Hispanic? The things she says about this president are worthy of fair critique. So why does this letter go straight to identity politics?
You know, thank you for that. But first, I want to go back to what Kevin Jackson said and how, you know, there's polls out there saying that Hispanics are now more for Republicans and how black women are now more for Republicans. I'd like to see where those polls are coming from. That's not what I said. Because I don't know any Hispanics that I could talk to right now that are more for Trump and that are shifting towards Republicans in this state.
It's not who you've talked to.
I would love for you to tell me where the facts are, because I don't like fake news at all.
Support for the president amongst Hispanics has increased 10% over the last month. That's a fact from a poll, a Harris poll. But carry on. I asked you a question about identity politics. Why is this about her gender and her race, as opposed to the calling out harassment of Trump supporters, which has nothing to do with race?
So I want to say I am not saying that inciting harassment to any person is what we need to be doing. Not at all. We need to be denouncing harassment. Every time I'm on Fox News, I have so many different people that do not like my difference in opinion, that are always on my Facebook, my Instagram, saying things that are threatening me. But I let them have their free speech, because that is the #1 amendment. I let them have their free speech because they are entitled to that. But I will never say at any point, you can't have your free speech because I don't agree with what you're saying. And at the end of the day, we have to make sure that we let people have their free speech.
Well, Erica, so Chuck Schumer wants to answer the question. I'm happy to answer the question, P, because she won't.
Yes.
The reason why they played the race card is because that's all they've got. Maxine Waters and the congressional black, I call them the congressional black circus clowns, are driving blacks and other Democrats from the party because of the things that they're doing. that Maxine Waters essentially put a target on all of the Trump administration employees and said it's okay to go after these people because their opinions differ. That's the crux of this whole thing. Maxine Waters and the left don't want our opinions to be heard, and the only way they can get any
Kevin,
traction
are you calling
is to
black people clowns? Because I just heard you say that black people are clowns. That's what I heard you say. Please clarify.
No, he's talking about the caucus. He's talking about the caucus.
Please tell me who is a clown. I would love for you to know who is a clown in this, and tell me how the Republican Party has helped you as a black man.
Do you think
Jackson.
Maxine Waters is a good representative for the modern Democratic Party? Does she help your side?
So what I would like to say is that Congresswoman Maxine Waters has her opinion and she has her freedom of speech.
Of course.
And I do not believe that Chuck Schumer, Senator Chuck Schumer, I will tell him, I will say what his name is he should not be on the Senate floor denouncing his own party member.
He called her un-American. He said what she said was un-American.
Was right.
He got free speech rights
that was not
as well,
right in any way.
But you're okay with him saying it, but he said what she said,
just
Erica,
like I don't think Kevin
un-American.
Jackson should be calling black people clowns.
Listen, Chuck Schumer
said
Chuck Schumer said what many Americans in this country think, and he said his opinion as well, that Chuck Schumer has no obligation to take up for Maxine Waters when she essentially puts a target on the backs of the Trump administration and any other conservative in this country. And I repeat, Maxine Waters and the Congressional Black Caucus are nothing but a bunch of circus clowns, and it's time that people start calling them out. And blacks in America that have been formerly Democrats are leaving the party for that reason.
You're a black man, so tell me who's representing you in Congress. That's black.
I don't need people representing me in Congress about being black.
My question to you, Erica, is why does skin color have to represent representation?
Exactly.
I have Tim Scott's a black man from South Carolina who I think represents my interests very well, just like white men and black women. And why is that the definitive characteristic of the left
That's all they have.
No, I'm asking him. Since you want to call people out of their names and say that black people are clowns, I would love to know how you are being represented in Congress. How are you being represented, Kevin? Because I will not sit here on this television show and let you call black people clowns. I won't have it.
That's an oversimplification, but we're going to have to leave it right there. Thank you both for your time tonight. We appreciate it.
It's fact.